Moments away from the first pitch, and we're serious about that as the Red Sox take on the Rangers. John Farrell's team going for a 3-game sweep. In fact, a season sweep, trying to go 6-0 against them. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. By Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger program. Plain Ridge Park Casino, 45 minutes from Boston. By Mazda, driving matters. And by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Game number 85 for the Boston Red Sox, and it will be played tonight. Red Sox have won 6 in a row to tie their season high in 8 of the last 9. And they can gain ground on the fading New York Yankees, who lost earlier this afternoon in the Bronx 7-6 to the Toronto Blue Jays. Now look at the Red Sox lineup, brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Mookie Betts will lead things off in right field. Dustin Pedroia at second base. Xander Bogaerts the shortstop. Mitch Moreland at first. Andy Ramirez the designated hitter, with Andrew Benintendi coming off a great night. He's in left field. Jackie Bradley had 3 hits last night. He's in center. So did Christian Vasquez. He does the catching. And so did Zue Lin, as he went 3 for 5 with his first major league RBIs. Up against the right-hander Andrew Cashner. He's 3-7, a 3.87 ERA. He's had a weird season for injuries.
Yes, he has. He had defense for the Texas Rangers, 50 errors in 84 games. Around the infield, Adrian Beltre at third, Profar at short, Odor at second, Joey Gallo at first. Out in the outfield, left field is Mazzara, Carlos Gomez in center field, Shin-Soo Choo out in right field. Behind the plate, Lucroy catching Andrew Cashner.
Here are the umpires now. They're brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Bruce Dreckman has the balls and strikes. It'll be Mike Everett at first, Chad Whitson at second, and George Baker, the umpire, at third. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP, presented by Toyota. Visit copper2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV. And the weather, well, it's a mixed bag. Temperature has dipped down to 76. That's good news. More scattered thunderstorms are in the area. Just a bit of a breeze right to left at 4 miles per hour. But we're hoping that whatever's left over is just going to blow right by to the north of the ballpark. Some of the forecasts we've seen indicate that's the case. In any event, it's the last game for the Red Sox here in Texas this year. And the Red Sox can go 6-0 head-to-head against the Rangers with a win tonight. Cashner's first one. Strike one, and we're underway. He can bring it too.
Yes, he can, but not a lot of strikeouts. He's been pitching to contact this year. Kind of unusual. Guy throws fairly hard.
Mookie hitting right at 280, 15 home runs for the All-Star. Comebacker, nice play by Cashner on the backhand to get him one away. Mentioned the Red Sox playing game number 85. They're currently 3 games better through the same number of games than they were a year ago. The rain delay was 1 hour and 26 minutes. Pedroia at 301 with 2 home runs.
See the 94 on the fastball. You'll see fastball, cutter, changeup.
Cashner 6'5", 225 pounds, 30 years old. He was born here in Texas.
Last time out against the Indians, Encarnacion must have broke his bat or something. Got him in the stomach and the forearm with the bat.
Yep, with the busted bat. We'll show that to you.
That's buzzard luck right there, huh? Oh. Luckily he didn't get really hurt.
They had to take x-rays. Gallo will snatch that up, and Pedroia is out at first base. 2 up and 2 down. Xander Bogaerts will be next. Says the arm is still tender, but he also got hit in the gut, as you pointed out. It nailed it.
And he turned away, but it didn't matter. It was going to get him any way you look at it.
Had to come out after working another inning. He said
we saw that a lot before. Remember when we were talking about the bats? Remember when it was really bad?
Yep.
Projectiles.
There was a time for a couple of years where it was happening far too regularly. And he said, look, I'm going to be honest with you. It was very scary.
He was kind of looking at first base, and then it got him. I guess you've got to be fortunate you don't get stabbed with it.
Yep. I've seen that happen. Xander at 308, 5 homers, 39 runs batted in. He flies that one into right field. So the Red Sox are going to go very quickly here in the top of the first, but finally underway in Texas. No score. Well, Doug Fister, the sinker baller and the very quick worker, has the baseball tonight. 0-1 with a .491 earned run average. And about to take on Chu, Gomez, and Mazzara for Texas. And he drills it. First pitch, Chu takes it, and he is quickly on.
Boy, you don't see that every day. Hit batsman, first pitch. I mean, this is bad. Missed it really bad. You're talking a foot and a half, 2 feet inside. This is a control guy.
Fister pitched in Toronto earlier on the trip. 5 pretty gutsy innings after he allowed a first inning 3-run homer.
He really did. And both games I thought were fairly gutsy. The game before that, he had that double play ball that they challenged that cost him 3 runs. If you think about it, could have been out of that inning.
It's a starting pitcher presented by New England Audi dealers. That'll send up Carlos Gomez. 252 with 11 home runs. In love with the first pitch. And unless it's way outside.
A little geared up the first 2 pitches, yanking them. But he mixes it up, doesn't throw real hard, like you said. Sinker, good curveball he throws to left-handers, slider to right-handers, good changeup.
And one of the fastest workers in baseball. He's been very consistent in his career against the Texas Rangers, allowing 3 earned runs or less in 6 of his last 7 starts against them. It's a lineup that swings for the fences.
Got to stay back with him. You got that little loopy curveball, and he'll sneak that little 90 on you. Sometimes it sinks.
Gomez has a 5-game hitting streak as he looks at a strike.
Got some leverage, 6'6". Ball's going downhill.
Chew on at first base, not a big lead, not running. In there for a strike and caught him looking. Rangers lineup is brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Mazara coming up next, the left fielder, then Adrian Beltre closing in on 3,000 hits. Rougned Odor is the free-swinging second baseman. You know all about Mike Napoli, the DH. Jurickson Profar just up from the minor leagues. Jonathan Lucroy is doing the catching, and Joey Gallo is at first base. He's at 21 home runs. Juwan, a hit batsman, and now Mazara, 257, 11 homers, 52 driven in. Just missed up top for ball one. Red Sox are trying to get to St. Petersburg, Florida, for a 4-game series beginning tomorrow. Chris Sale will start game 1.
There's that big loopy curveball again. It's a good pitch to a left-hander, and then he'll sneak that. He's not afraid to throw that two-seam, but it comes back on the inside corner. A lot like Porcello. He pitches like Porcello, but Porcello's got a better fastball.
And a 1-1. He jumped back, but that may have actually caught the corner.
You know, he's just not afraid to throw in. He has to pitch in with the way that he throws.
I think he proved that to Chew.
But he does. He throws in a lot.
Looking for a ground ball, certainly Doug's specialty throughout his career, which has seen him go 77 and 77. ERA of 3.61, as Eck points out, not bad numbers at all.
No, being in the American League for so long.
One down, runner holding, and it's outside.
He doesn't pause very much. He doesn't really come set. Ground ball master.
Mazara in a 4 for 36 spin. And a double play ball. Bogarts to Pedroia, across the bag, and in time to get it for the twin killing. That's the end of the first inning. No score here in Texas. Sox news with NESN's free Red Sox text alerts. From breaking news to in-game alerts, NESN will make sure you're in the know. To sign up, just text Red Sox to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. Chris Sale is here along with Drew Pomerantz. Will be pitching against the Rays in St. Petersburg. All-Star Sale will go tomorrow night. It'll be his last start before the All-Star game. He has made a really strong case to be the starter for the American League.
You can't make a stronger case.
I think that's true. As Moreland lost that one into left field. Oncoming Mazzara, ground number one. A 2.61 ERA, leading the majors in strikeouts. He is second in wins. He is first in innings. And number one in batting average against. He'll go against Faria, and then on Friday, Pomerantz goes against Odorizzi. Rick Porcello on Saturday. This could be a 4-game series coming up.
The interesting thing that Jake Frieri, we have not seen him.
And Ramirez steps in and takes a strike. Chris Sale heading on to his 6th All-Star game appearance. Has had a brilliant first half. So has Craig Kimbrell, who'll be joining him, and Mookie Betts. And perhaps Xander Bogaerts, who's in the running till 4 o'clock tomorrow. You can vote for that final All-Star spot, the fan vote. Last we checked, he was running second behind Mike Moustakas. Xander Bogaerts was number 2 to Mike Moustakas.
A good time to be playing at home for that vote. Too bad he's on the road. That doesn't help.
Yeah, home for the last 10 before the break. And he got jammed a bit to the third baseman Beltre, ranging and gets it. 2 down. And that'll send up Benintendi. Sends Xander to the 2017 All-Star game. Go to RedSox.com in order to vote. Voting ends tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern time. He's doing it right now. And voting again. Benintendi coming off some night. And after Mookie Betts on Sunday and Dustin Pedroia on Monday, it was his turn to go all world last night. 5 for 5, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. And a splendid catch in left field.
Right down to the last at bat. Not that I was rooting for it to go off the top of the wall so you can get a triple.
Yes, you were.
I'll tell you what, I would rather have the home run than the cycle. You know, when I thought about it.
It's actually a seriously tough call because 2 home runs and the RBI. I know what you're saying. That's an amazing night. But how many times in your life are you going to hit for the cycle?
There's no telling that would have been a triple either. So if you're not no telling, then might as well go over the fence.
I'm telling you, it would have been a triple.
You think?
Yeah.
Because he was going to go anyway. Look,
he wasn't going to stop.
No, right.
So if it hit the top of the wall and kick back, say over the left fielder's head.
Yeah.
He's going for 3 and he can run. Now, of course, you can't predict a triple. I'm just joking with you.
I get it.
But what a night he had, nonetheless. Even though they didn't have the cycle just yet. Last man to hit for the cycle, of course, Brock Holt for the Red Sox.
And they just knocked around Darvish last night, didn't they?
Yeah.
7 runs off Darvish. He had to chomp on that before he goes to the All-Star game.
Benintendi talking about that great catch he made last night.
I saw a replay of it, but that's about it. No, but that's kind of catches you kind of practice when you're a little kid, just kind of throwing the ball over the fence and working on or throwing up against the wall. So I've practiced that before when I was really young.
Simple as that. Right? Practice that when you're a kid.
It's 22.
I didn't practice that when I was a kid.
Well, most of us can't.
Right.
Jackie Bradley could. And makes those same kind of catches as he takes ball 1. Is hitting .284 with 11 homers, 36 RBIs. Benintendi on with a walk, the first base runner for the Sox tonight. Jackie also coming up a really fine game, 3 for 5. He has had a string of them. in for a strike.
But our outfield defense is special. After seeing him catch that, we know how great Bradley Jr. is. And Mookie Betts, we've been touting him as the greatest right fielder in the game last week.
Already a Gold Glove for Mookie. And frankly, do not see anyone unseating him anytime soon.
And Kiermaier's not playing center. He's been on the DL for quite a while now in center field. So Bradley Jr. is right in the race for that Gold Glove.
Andrew admitting today, hey, he's still got some things to work on. This is his first full year as a left fielder in the major leagues, and particularly having to play the wall at Fenway Park. But he's done that, I think, very, very well.
You know, I was questioning his arm, and all of a sudden he makes this throw in Houston, which really won that game in Houston.
He has 6 assists. That's tied for the most among American League rookie outfielders.
When you're playing left field in Fenway Park, you're going to get some assists. And he's put that ball on the bag a lot.
To jackknife Jackie a little bit. Vasquez on deck. No score here in the second. After a 1 hour and 26-minute rain delay, the Red Sox and the Rangers finally getting started. So John Farrell's team will be arriving in the wee hours of the morning. That one tagged into left field. Mazzara on the move, though, backing up. He'll make the play to retire the side. Red Sox will lead 1, no score after an inning and a half. Bottom second, Beltre in the box, hitting .281 with 5 home runs. No score between the Sox and the Rangers. Beltre was one of the few bright lights for the Texas team last night in the Red Sox 11-4 thumping here, as he had 3 hits. Tags that one toward the alley. Jackie Bradley, a long run, can't get it. Into second base, Beltre. Here comes the throw, though. Pedroia goes for the tag, and he's safe.
Oh, he barely got to second base. I tell you, he knew he was in trouble. He knew he was in trouble. If Jackie Bradley Jr. can't catch this ball, nobody can. But he came around first base. He knew it makes a good throw. It's a pretty good throw. Pedroia is not on the bag. Throws a little off, but if you could throw him out from the track, goodness.
So another double, and he has tied Barry Bonds for 16th place on the all-time list.
I thought he had a beat on it there for a while, but he pulls up, gets it off the wall clean, and he's got a gun. You know that. Little off target to the left. Petey can't stay on the bag. If it's on the bag, he's out.
So Beltre now 25 hits away from 3,000. That was 2,975. Ichiro's already gotten there. Pujols right behind him. Pujols recently hit his 600th homer. So the batter, Rougned Odor, who seemingly swings at everything. 213, 15 home runs. He connects once in a while.
He better. He's done it 15 times. He's on the pace for close to 30. Hit 33 last year. They've got a lot of guys that punch out just too much. You can only have a couple of Napolis, right? You can't have 4 guys punching out 175 times. You just can't.
Red Sox racking up the strikeouts last night with 15 strikeouts of the Ranger lineup. They strike out 9 or 10 times a game on average. Fly ball right field deep. Betts driven back to the track, turning, and it is out of here. So on that occasion he does connect for number 16. Quickly 2-0 Texas.
Odor gets a rolling curveball is what he gets. He's got time to almost adjust his swing. You won't get away with a lot of these hanging breaking balls. Look at this curveball that just sits there. And it's already up in the air. All you got to do, it's about fence high. All you got to do is launch it. Barely gets out of here.
Just enough for Rougned Odor after the double by Beltre. The Rangers have a 2-0 lead, and now Mike Napoli. I'll put down the lineup. That is certainly their hitting theory. Swing real hard and hope you make contact.
Well, they do it a lot now. They've got 8 guys with at least 11 home runs. 8.
Napoli one of those with 18. Homered in both games in the series, and looks at a strike.
Hit a 3-run bomb off of Boyer last night. Late in that game, Boyer pitched 2 innings last night, punched out 6 guys. Just happened to give up a 3-run dinger to Napoli. That hurt, but didn't cost the game.
He rolls over on that foul. He's hit safely in 5 in a row, back to his home run cut.
Look at the high fastball. He can get to a high fastball. Kimbrel knows that about the night before. Look at this. This ball's a ball. That's a high fastball out of the zone, and he hits it 3/4 of the way into the bullpen. I mean, he could hit some long, high home runs.
He's always liked the high heat. Pop that up a mile around home plate. Right through the chute, Vasquez. Here comes Moreland. Little collision there, but Moreland makes the play. He makes the catch for the first out.
Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They have made 52 errors in 84 games around the infield. Zue Lin is playing third base tonight. Bogarts at short, Pedroia at second, Mitch Moreland at first. Out in the outfield, Andrew Benintendi in left, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, Mookie Betts in right. Behind the plate, Christian Vasquez catching Doug Fister.
Red Sox needed a traffic cop on that pop-up.
That was Fister's job is what it was. Vasquez is almost standing on home plate. The ball almost came right down to home plate.
Jurickson Profar back as shortstop. They just recalled him from the minor leagues today. He was at AAA Round Rock. He was hitting 137 his last 20 games, so it wasn't on merit that he was brought back to the Rangers. They put Elvis Andrus on paternity leave today, where he has to remain for 72 hours or longer. And a flare down the left field line, giving chase Lynn and off into the stands.
This guy has been a major disappointment for them. He was the #1 prospect. I don't know how many years ago it was, maybe 4. He's had some injuries, is what happened. I think he had a shoulder injury that cost him almost a year. But this guy was supposed to be a superstar. But, you know, it remains to be seen. He's still a young guy.
Ooh. 2 makes him jump back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Profar, and 2 runs in. 2-2 hammer foul. College football returns to America's most beloved ballpark with the Fenway Gridiron Series presented by Your Call Football. Tickets on sale now. Visit redsox.com/gridiron for more info and to get your tickets today. Proud fan of Johnny Pesky. A lot of Red Sox fans here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex who have shown up for these 3 games.
A lot of people have shown up for these 3 games. Last 2 nights had close to what, 45,000? Fireworks back-to-back nights.
We were talking with one of the ushers today, and he said, yeah, the Red Sox are here. You guys make one trip a year, and everybody in Texas who's a Sox fan comes to see the Rangers and the Red Sox. That's the extent of us doing our due diligence. We're going right down to the stands. We're asking ushers, how many Sox fans? Where are they from? They're from the South Shore, the North Shore.
They're nice people down here.
They are,
aren't they?
Yes.
Very friendly.
Yep, they're terrific. But it's hot, man. It is hot. And tonight, rainy. 3-2, a roller, foul. Swinging bunt, but knocked foul by Profar. Two-run homer by Root Ned Odor. So the Rangers are trying to win, but they haven't won enough. They come into this game 4 games under 500 and 17 games behind Houston.
17.
Not even at the All-Star break. It's 17 back and in 4th place.
They've had so much trouble with the bullpen. I don't care who's managing this club. Bullpen will kill you. You're only as good as your bullpen as a manager.
(3-2) on Profar. Popped up, twisting foul back in the stand.
Boy, he throws some tempting high fastballs.
This is some long at bat by Profar.
This last pitch is probably the top of the strike zone. It's not where he wants to throw it, believe me. 10th pitch.
3-2 again. High chopper along the first base line. Another foul ball. So it'll be at least 12 pitches coming up. So a guy's extending you like this. He's seen everything you have at you. You've emptied everything. Maybe he's going to know what to look for. Is there a thought in your head? I'm just going to walk it.
Well, he can't, you know, he can't throw the fastball by him. You hope he pops it up. I mean, he threw some good pitches. He's talking about balls he just chopped foul. When in doubt, you throw a ball down and away. Where I go to school. Especially after you've given a slow hook out of the ballpark early in this inning. That's what I'm talking about. Down there. Get it down.
That's a fair ball finally, and Marlin will take it up to the base. At last he gets it on the 12th pitch. So 2 out. The AIG Hurling Classic and Irish Festival returns to Fenway with a doubleheader featuring 4 of the most prominent teams in the world. In addition to hurling, the festivities include a lively Irish festival. I can't miss that. That's complete with Irish food, music, and dancing. Tickets on sale now at redsox.com/hurling.
So you're a dancer? Irish jig?
Been known to on occasion. You laugh now, but you've never seen it.
I know.
How do you know how good I am?
I don't know.
I might be the best you've ever seen.
You never know.
At Irish jigging. It's a lively Irish festival, man. Strike on Lucroy, 259 with 4 homers. He's driven in 22. Pulled that one deep down the line, but he smoked it foul.
You know, they got Lucroy before the trading deadline last year, or was it right at the end, right? Because everybody was debating, are they going to get him or what? And it was a great, I thought it was a great trade. But this year, he just hasn't really had it going on. This is a free agent year for him. Chirinos has played pretty well for them.
And Chirinos has shown some power. He's hit 11 or 12 home runs. Lucroy was on the USA team that won the World Baseball Classic.
So he could be moved too at the deadline.
3-2. It's been a long inning for Doug Fister, and he typically does not pitch like that. Gets him up and down fast. Double and a home run in the inning. And a lot of foul balls.
Once again, that high fastball. I mean, it's hard to pitch up there 89 miles an hour upstairs like that.
Doug was a free agent until May 22nd, signing with the Angels. He had the deal where he could opt out if he wasn't called up to the big leagues. And that's in there for strike 3. Made a big pitch to get Lucroy and get out of the inning. 2-0 Texas. Brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Red Sox 7, 8, 9 hitters over the last 6 games are batting .342 with 11 RBIs and 20 runs scored. And Vasquez, the 8-man tonight, will lead things off against Cashner. Christian now hitting .286 with a homer. He's driven in 16. He was 3 for 5 last night with a stolen base. Red Sox worked a double steal for the 3rd time on the road trip. Now, if you've been following the Red Sox most of your life or for a lengthy period of time, I doubt you have heard that phrase uttered before, that particular line.
Double steal.
Double steal 3 times in a road trip.
Especially with him leading off. I mean, he's the front runner in the double steal. You think he'd have 2 burners like maybe Mookie and Bogarts or something, right? Or,
you know, Lynn was the trail runner,
yeah.
and he does run well. He's quick. Broken bat roller. A worm killer to Profar. For the out. And so 1 away. Talked about Cashner getting grilled by the broken bat off Encarnacion's splintered bat. So not an ideal for him to be facing the Red Sox necessarily. They've already beaten him once this year back on May 23rd at Fenway, 11-6. And he did not pitch well. He gave up 5 runs. And was knocked out of the game fairly early. Zue Lin coming off a 3 for 4 night with 2 RBIs, his first 2 major league RBIs.
What was that stat Rob Bradford said to you about Lynn and Marrero starting third base? What was it, 29 and 12, the record?
Very impressive.
That is unbelievable. When I heard that, it shocked me.
That makes you think.
I mean, 29 and 12 with them starting. It's like we haven't really, it hasn't cost us, to say the least. Just the opposite.
The opposite. This guy's hitting .360. Granted, just a handful of games, but he's been making a difference.
I mean, you got to ride the hot hand, man.
Linsanity, as John Farrell is referring to it. Linsanity 2. 2-1. Count Zhu Wei's way here at 3-1 with Mookie Betts on deck. Red Sox trying to run their winning streak to 7 in a row, which would be a season high. They're 5-0 on this trip. And ball 4. So, second walk issued by Cashner. It's winning Wednesday, and if the Red Sox win, Plainridge Park Casino donates $777 to the Relay for Life of Greater Attleboro. I think one of the more unusual stat lines all season was Mookie last night going 0 for 6. But the Red Sox got 19 hits anyway. And indeed, the Red Sox 1-2-3 hitters were a combined 1 for 16. And yet the Red Sox blew Texas out 11-4. That won't happen again.
Yeah, you think you lose with that. The guy's first 3 hitters not doing anything really.
You can go 5 years without something like that happening.
This guy has control problems now. You look at his numbers on the year. Not a whole lot of strikeouts. He hasn't pitched that many innings really. 74. He's walked 33 guys. And can't punch guys out. It's amazing. He's pitched well for them, but recently he's got knocked around. Houston beat him up twice. 2 out of the last 4 starts.
3-7 coming in, an ERA under 4. Hard hit but foul by Betts. Pedroia on deck.
But this guy's a good major league pitcher for the most part. He's been San Diego, didn't get a lot of run support. You see the lifetime record, 34-60. It looks horrible, but his ERA is under 4.
And he has pitched for some clubs that lost a lot of games, period. San Diego and Miami.
Doesn't give up any home runs.
As you mentioned, pitched for the Cubs before they were a World Series caliber team. Stopped by Lucroy. Yeah, got hit by the busted bat, but it's been a weird season even before that. He began the season on the DL with a sore bicep. And as luck would have it, in the last outing, when he got hit, that was his first start since coming off the DL for another injury, a different injury. That was a strained left oblique. He's had a really challenging season. We're talking about Cash.
But everybody's always liked him. Miami picked him up at the break last year. Didn't pitch very well for them.
Ripped over the head of Brian Butterfield, who had a duck underneath it. And unfazed.
Thank goodness he gets so far away from that coach's box.
I thought you were going to say, thank goodness he's wearing the helmet.
Yeah, that too.
3-2 runner goes, and hard hit again. He's pulling everything.
That ball sinking down and in.
Nothing Texas here in the third. Rain delayed tonight, almost an hour and a half. Red Sox looking for their first hit against Andrew Cashner. And then was running on the last 3-2. There he goes again. And it's hard hit to short. Into second, safe on to first. High throw. He is out there as Gallo came down on the bag to get him. But Lynn, because he was in motion, gets down to second base.
Why Profar throws to second base is beyond me. It's right in front of him. The ball's hit hard, I guess, so he thought that maybe he had a chance at second. But after he threw to Odor, he threw a bad throw to Gallo. He barely tagged him. That was just an ugly play. Safe easy. He's coming up on the slide, and the throw was not very good at all. Gallo has to go up to get it and barely tags him before he hits the bag. Almost got spiked.
So the Sox with a man at second. And 2 down for Pedroia. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out to first tonight.
What does that go as for bets? 6 to 4 to 1 to 3?
To 3.
For now. Not a double play. You don't see that very often, huh?
No. Bang bang play at second, but the Red Sox have a man there.
He jumps to get it. He's got to come back down. He does tag the bag. So it had nothing to do with him tagging him. I thought he went to reach to tag him, but he just tagged the bag.
Mookie, if you missed it, has been named a starter for the American League in the upcoming All-Star game, replacing Mike Trout in the starting lineup. That has symmetry to it. Those two finishing 1-2 in the MVP voting last year. Trout's been hurt. So Mookie will be the starter, already selected to the All-Star team.
So with Judge and Dickerson, right?
Yep. Judge homered again today for the Yankees. It's 29th. So he tied DiMaggio's rookie record for the Yankees for an entire season. Toronto beat the Yankees 7-6. Blue Jays had a 5-0 lead. They blew that. Yankees took the lead. Toronto tied it on a Russell Martin home run, then won the ball game by sneaking across another run. And the bullpen really collapsed again for the Yankees. Dylan Betances is having a devil of a time throwing strikes. He's been walking the ballpark. And swung on and miss. He foul tipped it in mid-strike 3. And that'll do it for the Red Sox to get a man down to second, but stranded there. 2-0 Texas.
Ladies and gentlemen,
ready to get the bottom of the third underway here in Arlington. 2-0 Texas. And leadoff man is the number 9 hitter, Joey Gallo. He puts on quite a show in batting practice.
Yes, he does. And you talk about leaving earth. This guy hit a ball off that K up there in the Globe Life Park. We said it last night. You got to say it again. This is an absolute bomb.
Now it's a batting practice bomb.
I don't care.
It's impressive nonetheless.
That is way back.
Right underneath that K. Now, in the game start, that's been a little bit of a different issue lately. He's hitting 175 over his last 56 games. And he strikes out a ton.
21 bombs.
So you want to know what the modern major league hitter looks like. You don't want to paint everyone with that brush. But so much of the theory today is launch angle, hit the ball as hard as you can, hit a lot of home runs. Don't worry about the strikeouts.
I don't think he's worried. He gets all spread out. Big, strong guy.
And down he goes, hacking. Third strikeout for Doug Fister, and for more on him, let's get downstairs to Garen.
Thanks, OB. Well, Doug Fister said joining the Red Sox has been a humbling experience and a blessing. He said 2 months ago he was sitting at home doing nothing and trying to get ready on his own, and now to be back in the game, part of a great clubhouse, he's very grateful. Fister said this team has welcomed him with open arms. He enjoys going to the ballpark every day, and there's just a high expectation of winning with this team, and that just speaks for itself. He said great club, great teammates, and a great staff, and guys, he's very happy to be a part of it.
Looking for his first win for the Red Sox tonight, Garen.
Boy, he had a hard time getting a job. He did. I mean, he was 12-8 last year with Houston until he went into a funk. He lost his last 5 decisions. That's for a good ball club, right? But he was styling there for a while, and then all of a sudden it just went right in the tank. At a 10 ERA the last 5 starts and can't get a job.
He alluded today, told Pete Abraham of the Boston Globe, things can turn on such a quick note. I think that's what he was referring to, and also the fact that the Red Sox got him after he made 3 minor league starts at Salt Lake. And the Red Sox got him via that waiver claim. John Farrell said they had a lot of people watching him through all of those starts at Salt Lake. Here comes Betts on to make the catch. 2 down, and as soon as he became available, they kind of pounced on him. It's time now for a game break, brought to you by George, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's TC. Tom, thank you so much. Carlos Gomez, the batter. He struck out looking in the first inning. Fister looking for 1-2-3 third. Instead of high deep drive, he laid into that one. He powers this one over the wall and gone. Well, home run of the season for Gomez. Solo shot to make it 3-0.
This guy never gets cheated. Gomez, like he said, loves the first pitch. This time it was what, the second pitch? This is what it is. He got a cutter. He got a cutter. It didn't get it outside. Cutter middle, and I mean, he knows it's gone. He launched it.
Fister knew it instantaneously. So Odor with a home run, Gomez with a home run. And here's Mazzara. He hit into a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning. Gomez his 12th home run, 31 RBIs. Skipped.
You know, getting Fister had a lot to do with, obviously, Dave Dombrowski. He had gotten Fister from Seattle. What a great trade that was several years ago in Detroit. He pitched so great for him down the pennant run that year. I think it was 12. But kind of obscure. Nobody even knew that he was, you know, who's this guy Fister in Seattle? You get lost up there.
One game a few years ago, he struck out 9 consecutive batters to tie an American League record. Trailing tonight 3-0. The long ball's gotten him a couple times. And the 3-1 pitch to Mazzara. He's capable of going back to back. And the count moves to 3-2.
Boy, he challenged him there, man. That ball was middle. Not a lot on it.
Last year's Red Sox team entered the All-Star break with 49 wins. The Red Sox can win their 50th tonight, but they're going to have to come from behind to pull that off. And he walks him. So Mazzara is on. Beltre will be next. Adrian Beltre, who tore into a double and scored a run in the second inning, is now 25 hits away from that magical figure of 3,000 career hits.
Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC and Jim will break down tonight's game. And you'll hear from Doug Fister and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever, who but WB Mason.
High and tight for ball one to move out of there.
Fister's control is not really very good tonight. Right from the get-go, the first pitch, drilling Chu, and you see this ball up and in. Dangerous up there, right in his face.
Carl Willis would like an explanation. Milwaukee hit batsman, 2 home runs, a double so far tonight off the Red Sox tall right-hander.
Boy, he's looking him eye to eye, isn't he? Right in his eyes.
And Carl is the essence of what I would describe as an honest talker. North Carolina was a big Tar Heel fan. Two down, a runner at first base in Mazzara.
A lot of misfires tonight. Not necessarily, you know, I know the home runs weren't good pitches, but a lot of them just not down.
Not his style when he's really crisp. High pop foul out, right?
Get the ball down.
Beltre now 450 home runs. He's 34th on the RBI list. Right behind Mike Schmidt. One third baseman behind another. Mentioned he's tied Barry Bonds on the doubles list tonight. Torches that one foul. He can still swing the bat.
Yes, he can. Was he 38 years old? Been playing since what? He was 19 with the Dodgers. I mean, he was a pup.
He's had a great career.
He really has. Boy, he's so well respected.
He really is.
Right there with Ortiz.
Yes.
Really.
Yep.
That class.
Yep. Would not argue that at all. 2-2. So the count filled up on Beltre. One day he'll be up on that podium making his acceptance speech, and he'll be right behind it, seated, listening at Cooperstown. Three-two. On it goes. He goes down on a knee and pops it up. Incoming Mookie Betts, plenty of time to get there. And that will retire the side, but Fister allows a home run to Gomez. And Texas extends their lead to 3-0. Xander Bogaerts is a final vote candidate. That means this is your last chance to make him an all-star. Text A2 to 89269 to vote. You do it right now, message and data rates may apply. He's going to lead off the 4th inning. Red Sox offense has been cooking. So far tonight, no hits through 3 innings against Andrew Cashner. Bogaerts 0 for 1. He's fly to right. Rolls that one very softly to Odor. Will throw him out. And Xander is 0 for 2 tonight.
Astros have some good movement on that fastball tonight. A couple of weak ground balls.
Mentioned he grew up right here in Texas. He grew up on a ranch. Skies are alight here in the Lone Star State. Maybe some more on the way. We don't know for sure. We really don't want to know. This game has already been delayed once, 1 hour and 26 minutes. Mitch Moreland 0 for 1. He has flied to left. On the ranch here in Texas where Cashner grew up, he became an expert horseback rider and calf roper. But his parents, they had many acres. They built a regulation baseball diamond on the ranch for him to play on. Big swing and a miss by Moreland. That's where he honed his early skills. Later became a first-round draft choice. It doesn't happen to everybody. Just because mom and dad build you a baseball diamond on the ranch, you become a first rounder. It did with him. Slapped roll perfectly situated with Beltre. He snatched that off his left for the second out. Exactly where he was playing. So 2 away.
That ball's hot downstairs like that's a good idea. Moreland just staying on it. Hit the ball the other way. Most of the time this is a base hit for him. Beltre right, playing shortstop.
Here's Hanley Ramirez. He grounded to third first trip, so he is 0 for 1, trying to extend his hitting streak tonight to 10 in a row. After going 2 for 5 with a double last night, season-long hitting streak as it is now.
That fastball bearing in on him big time.
Two down. Loop towards center, charging Gomez. He'll run it down. So Cashner stays sharp. Red Sox still do not have a hit off the righty. Rangers, they have all the hits in the game, including 2 home runs. Gomez and this man, Rougned Odor. They're both gone yard. Odor with a 2-run blast in the 2nd inning. So he's hit 16 on the year, although hitting just .216.
I mean, you'd think with 16 home runs, your OPS would be more than 650, you know? That's how bad he's on bases. Doesn't walk, just tries to leave.
He's 19 walks all of last year. And he played in 150 games. But last season he hit .271. As Napoli waits his turn. And the 3-0. He fires a little bit high apparently for ball 4.
Three out of those 4 pitches were borderline pitches. Stay tuned for Red Sox Final presented by Plainridge Park Casino. TC and Jim will break down the key moment in tonight's game, and they'll preview the Red Sox next series against the Rays.
Mike Napoli to climb in. 0 for 1. He's popped up to first base. Like part of the Red Sox championship in 2013. That year he hit 23 homers and drove in 92 runs. A lot of clutch home runs that year, so he'll take a ball. Tailed off to 23 the year after that, or 17 the year after that, and then 13 in 2015. Eventually he was dealt to Texas. Spent last year with Cleveland. Bounced back with 34 home runs. On a pace for just about that many this year. And they let that one go for a ball, and that again not called a strike.
I mean, a lot of borderline strikes.
That last one was a strike.
I mean, Everett squeezing him, man.
Again, the dive back in. Odor safe. 3-0 Rangers in the 4th. Chris Sale tomorrow. Tropicana Field.
Odor stole 9 bases, but he's been caught 4 times.
Drew Pomeranz will go on Friday. Rick Porcello Saturday. David Price on Sunday. And that'll be the end of the first half. That's a strike.
We're going to see this kid tomorrow. Faria, is that his name?
Yes.
He's got it going on.
He's 3-0.
Yes.
ERA 2.23 for the Rays.
Fister just hasn't had it location wise. I know he got squeezed a little bit this inning, but everything's a lot of balls up. He can't just hit the corner.
Cubs beat the Rays today 7-3. And a 3-1, and that is up top for ball 4. It's another one that was very close. So back-to-back walks to Odor and Napoli, and early trouble here in the 4th inning for Fister. Let's go to Casey now back in the studio. Casey, what is trending on social media tonight?
Guys, could this be the end of the Flow Bros, Andrew Benintendi and Brock Holt? We've been barking at you to vote for Bogaerts. Benintendi tweeting for your votes. Get Brock to the All-Star game or else. Or else Brock's gonna cut his hair. Then he says he's just kidding, but Brock quote tweeting, adding the haircut emoji. I don't know. Save Brock's locks. You have until 4 o'clock tomorrow to vote X. Dave, Eck.
That's a big time threat right there. You know, I think he means business. Be great to see Brock Holt back and healthy again. Though the Red Sox continue to get very good production at third base, one of the many positions that Brock could play here in recent games. They need some more tonight. Runners at first and second for the Texas Rangers, and a batter will be Jurickson Profar, who is 0 for 1 tonight. Looking to bunt, and he knocks that one foul for strike 1.
I mean, it was kind of a surprise. Even though Lynn is playing on the grass, they're not quite sure he's going to bunt here. 3-0 lead, and he sure didn't attempt it very well. He got a bunt. He got a pitch he could bunt too. He could have pushed that ball easily to third base.
Profar without a home run in limited big league duty. And drops the bunt down there. And a bobble by Pfister, who recovers, throws, but he's not going to get it. The bobble cost him a potential out, and the bases are going to be loaded.
That bobble cost him big time. He had a play at third. He did. Maybe he rushed it. Because he has the out here at third. He spins and he doesn't get a handle on it. Once he doesn't get to it, he tries to throw it all the way across the diamond. Profar could run a little bit, and he's safe at first. But he's out at third if he picks it clean. And then he can't get enough on it. Profar's safe easy.
I think you're right. I think his first intent was to turn and go to third base.
Yeah, he had him. He's going to get him at third. But he's got to make it clean. It just didn't happen.
Sacrifice and an error brings up Lucroy with the bases loaded. And no place to put him and nobody out. And here in the fourth inning for Pfister and the Red Sox, the Wolf is at the door.
Take a double play ball is what you take. Give up a run.
Lucroy punching out in the second inning, a strikeout victim. A key moment in the game for Pfister. Line shot to right. Betts coming on, makes the catch. Tagging up, here comes Odor. He's going to score, and that'll make it 4-0. So the leadoff walk comes back to haunt Pfister. The sacrifice fly, obviously a line drive. The 23rd run batted in for Lucroy.
Difficult position to be in to begin with. You're just trying to look for a ground ball. Once again, he's upstairs all night. You know, everything is up. Line drive to Mookie. Sac fly. He'll give him the run. 4-0. No more.
However, that's only the first out here in the fourth inning, and Gallo the batter. The swing for the fences, Joey Gallo. He struck out in the third, 0 for 1. There are only 3 hits in the game, but Texas has all of them. And 2 of them have gone over the fence. And a liner for a base hit. Napoli to third and stopping there. And the bases are reloaded for the Rangers on the single by Gallo.
Trying to throw a 2-seamer down. Ball's not down. He rips this ball into right field. A little top spin, but it gets to Mookie quickly. Napoli cannot score.
The Ranger at every base for Shin-Soo Choo has been hit by a pitch and lined out to right field. As the leadoff man for the Rangers, the first pitch that Pfister threw tonight to him hit him in the back. And down low for ball 1.
Choo's had pretty good success against him. 12 for 33. He's juiced him twice. Got 2 dingers.
Looks like the Red Sox bullpen will get active now. 4-0 Rangers.
He's really had funky control. This guy's a control pitcher. Just hasn't had it tonight.
Robbie Scott get going in the Sox pen. With Napoli and Profar and Gallo on base.
Finally gave him a ball upstairs. He has thrown several balls in this vicinity. In fact, to Odor, he threw a couple balls up there.
2-1. That was high. That one definitely missed. And now the count is 3-1 on Chu.
This is trouble. This is time to party. This is really trouble. Serious trouble.
Chu is tied for the team lead with 8 homers since the 27th of May. He has 12. Pop foul on a play.
Boy, he's just not afraid to go in there, though, is he?
This was pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket. Drain a third, 4 earned. A walk has hurt him in this inning. That was Odor, who's already come in to score. Napoli walked as well. He's at third. 3-2. And clear foul again.
Look at that. He throws 89 miles an hour, and he is not afraid to throw it in there. He just ties him up. It's a gutsy pitch. It really is. 3-2 right there. Ooh, they're playing with danger. Finally going away, I think. No.
Fly ball dead away center. Jackie Bradley has it lined up to make the catch. Here comes Napoli tagging, and he will be in to score. Throw to second base, and it's 5-0. So both of the men who led off with ball 4 have come in to score in this inning.
Well, he had to throw a strike, and he did it 3 times. Once again, ball upstairs. Can't really crush it, but he hits it enough, more than enough to center field for a sac fly. But this is 5-0. It's not pretty.
Profar also tagged up. He went second to third, so they're on the corners. But Carlos Gomez was struck out and blasted a homer. High fly down the left field line. Headed toward the seats, though. Strike 1 on Gomez.
You've been watching this game. There's a lot of high fastballs, huh?
Yeah. Not a good idea with this lineup. Unless it's like 96 like Rice was throwing last night.
You're talking 89.
He was out front there, really chased that curveball. Nothing in 2-1 Gomez. Profar at third base and Gallo at first base. 2 runs in here in the 4th.
The way he swung at that pitch, I'm throwing it again. Try to paint him.
Pitch number 89 for the slender right-hander. And a base hit to right field. That'll bring in another run. Profar in to score 6-0, and John Farrell has to go get him. Gomez with his second RBI tonight. Bobby Scott, the left-hander, will be brought in. Not Doug Fister's night. And the very first pitch he threw, that kind of telegraphed the kind of night it was going to be.
Yeah, when you miss that badly on the first pitch of the game, it's kind of glaring a little bit. Rough outing for Fister tonight.
So Texas ahead 6-0 with 2 down in the 4th. John Farrell goes to the bullpen, and we'll have more from Arlington in just a moment. without leaving the ballpark at Fenway Park at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. The first aid station is located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. Visit vidmc.org. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, Garrett Austin here from Texas. And the Rangers building up a 6-0 lead. A couple of walks, a base hit, an error, a sac fly, a single, another sac fly, another single, and the night is done for Doug Fister.
That error didn't help him that inning, but his command was off. You know, a couple of walks all night.
Walk 3, a couple of squeezes in this inning,
Definitely.
perhaps from home plate umpire Dreckman. Here's Mazzara. Robbie Scott coming on. Here's the very first pitch of the game from Fister.
This is telling, really, when you think about it. And then all night long he was upstairs. Not that he didn't want to on purpose a few times, but when you throw a first pitch like that, this guy is a control pitcher. Just didn't have it tonight.
For him, very odd. Breaking ball down and away. Mazzara's hit into a double play, and he's taking a walk tonight. When the Sox come up to bat in the 5th inning, they'll be looking for their first hit still. That's the right-hander Andrew Cashner. And a 1-1. The 2-1 to Mazzara. He drops it in there for a strike. The call there from Dreckman. 2-2. Three runs in this inning for Texas. Scott trying to end it. And he does with a swing and a miss. And he struck him out. Texas rallies for 3 and now lead it 6-0. Baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Looking at some Sox offensive numbers last 3 games. Mookie Betts 4 for 6, the 8 RBIs at Toronto. Dustin Pedroia here on Monday with 4 RBIs. Benintendi driving in 6 last night. 5 for 5 with a double and 2 home runs. He took a walk in the second inning. And leading off the 5th, Red Sox just trying to get a hit. They don't have one yet tonight against Andrew Cashner. Trying to hold, and it's a swing and a miss at the third base on Baker.
I don't really necessarily think he swung there. He's trying to defend himself.
Andrews hit safely in 5 in a row, 9 out of 19 in that span, with 10 RBIs. So his last 7 plate appearances, he's been off the charts with 8 RBIs. He's not made an out over that span. With a huge night last night. And when he was asked after the game, what was your favorite part of your performance, the rookie said, the win.
Team guy.
So that's what I like the most, the win.
Yeah, I tell you, this kid's different, man. He's special. Nothing affects him. It's like he expects to be a good player, period. He's not surprised.
95 to get him on the swing and a miss, one away in the 5th inning.
This Cashner is getting serious. Good velocity tonight.
You know, when he was a reliever back in 2012, his average fastball that season was 99.4 miles per hour.
Ooh. That's when he was with the Cubs, right?
Yep, live arm.
Yeah, it was a big deal when he went to San Diego.
Last year as a Padre, 10-9, a 3.09 ERA in 31 games. So on a ball club that really scuffled, he pitched pretty darn well. Jackie Bradley 0 for 1. He's lined to left.
Change up there, kind of pushed it. It was like he telegraphed it. Jackie wasn't looking for it.
To pitch to Jackie Bradley. Back. Cashner pitched locally at TCU, Texas Christian University, right in Fort Worth, Texas. Drafted 3 different times before he was chosen in the 1st round by the Cubs in 07.
Another changeup.
Stay tuned after the 3rd out of this half inning for the mid-5th studio show with Casey and Mark coming your way. Solid crowd tonight here in Arlington, but about maybe 15,000 less than what we've seen the previous 2 nights, and those crowds were about 45,000 apiece. That's in there for strike 3. That's a generous call.
Yeah, Jackie doesn't like that. You know, he calls a high changeup on him earlier in the count, and then he tries to dot him in. A pretty good pitch, but it didn't really get the corner.
Oh, it did?
Jackie doesn't like it at all. Says something.
So 2 down, back-to-back Ks by Cashner brings up Vasquez. Sox looking for their first hit tonight, 5th inning. They don't have one yet. It's going to be a little bit tougher if that last pitch is consistently called a strike. The one to Jackie Bradley. Liner up the middle, a scoop. Odor has it, and throws him out. So that'll be it for the Sox. They go 1-2-3 in the 5th inning. Still 6-0 Rangers. Time now to turn it over to Casey and Mark for the mid-5th studio show. Trailing here 6-0, and still without a hit against the right-hander Andrew Cashner. Choose nothing but the best for your cookouts. Pick up select KM and Coca-Cola products today. Get a free package of hot dog buns too. It's summer. Let's grill. KM. On the last half of the 5th inning, Adrian Beltre to lead things off. He already has a double and a run scored. 1 for 2. What do you think of Logan Morrison's comments about the home run derby? And he said of Gary Sanchez of the Yankees, he shouldn't have been invited. Morrison should have been invited. He's got what, 24?
Well, I think Morrison obviously is sour that he wasn't invited, but you don't have to say it to Sanchez. Sanchez, not his fault that he was picked for the All-Star team. Problem is Morrison hasn't made the All-Star team to begin with. He's got 24 jacks. I mean, I get it. He's having a great year.
He's part of the final fan vote. But it's going to be tough with the fan base in Tampa St. Pete. Sometimes not as involved as they would like them to be on stuff like that. I think he's right, though. He ought to be in the home run derby.
Oh, I agree. My problem is him saying something about Sanchez.
Beltre with 5 home runs so far this season. He gets hit. The Red Sox have drilled a couple of Rangers tonight.
Isn't that nice? You never see a guy, you hit a guy and he flips the ball back to you, huh?
Unusual.
Very. He had thrown him 2, looping breaking balls earlier in this count for strikes. And he's going to try to go inside. Jets him behind the knee. Probably didn't hurt that much. But it stopped. Ooh, it stopped. He goes there and picks it up and flips it to him. There you go.
When you drilled a guy, were you fond of saying, it probably didn't hurt you?
No one ever flipped it back to me. They didn't.
So Beltre on for the second time. Chu also got hit by the first pitch of the game thrown by the Red Sox. He was their leadoff man. That brings up Odor. 2-run homer and a walk tonight. 6-0 Rangers in the 5th. And this is now an official game. Texas in the lead after 4.5. So more rains are coming, but it does not appear as if that is the case.
Very calm.
Actually see the moon, and that'll just miss, and I mean just miss. The Red Sox are not getting quite the same calls that Cashner's getting. Beltre on at first, and a 2-0. That runs in, and he gets hit, and he fires the bat, and he's not a happy camper.
I mean, you just threw a ball down and away, paint on the black, and then you come up face high. I mean, it's like, whoa. And that's danger where this pitch is thrown. You're leaning, looking breaking ball, trying to cover the outside corner. And then Scott does this. Right in the hand. You know, your hands start early, gets them in the hand. I think you see that a lot now. Hitters getting hit in the hand. Obviously, it's stung. I think he knows it's not on purpose, but it hurts.
And Carl Willis out to calm down Robbie Scott. Back-to-back hit batsman. We'll bring up Mike Napoli, who has popped up and taken a walk tonight. So this could turn into another crooked number for Texas if the Red Sox are not careful. Don't miss a game as the Sox continue to enjoy the top spot in the AL East. You can import the NESN Red Sox calendar into your favorite device. You'll get automatic updates and more. Visit NESN.com/schedule to import the schedule today. So Mike Napoli with 2 on takes a breaking ball for ball 1. The attendance tonight 32,276 at Arlington at Globe Life Park.
Robbie Scott's not exactly a paint master if you think about it. He can misfire with the best of them. We've seen a couple of them this inning.
Flying foul as he hooked it quickly off to the left.
Man, did he just back leg that fastball? I mean, my goodness. Talk about cleaning out a fastball. Somebody's going to get hurt down the left field line.
Fernando Abad loosening in the Sox pen. Napoli sitting there with 18 home runs. High fly right field. Betts has plenty of room on this one. And the runners try to advance as Beltre heads into third. The throw there is in standing up. Thought Odor might try and take off. He decided to hold it first base. He went about a third of the way towards second. Napoli flies out. 1 man gone. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for Red Sox tickets. From bleachers to box seats, Ace has the lowest prices to all games at Fenway, all backed with a 200% guarantee. Visit aceticket.com now or call 1-800-MY-SEATS.
Beltre just casually went to third base, didn't he? And the cutoff man got to him. He never even slid.
So first and third with 1 down, already 6-0. Jurickson Profar has scored a run after a base hit in the 4th inning. That was off of Doug Fister, committed an error on that play. Toward the alley in right center field. Betts on the move, not going to get it. It splits the outfielders. Beltre in to score. Odor rounding third. Bogarts will not throw. 2 more runs in to make it 8-0. Jurickson Profar just up from the minor leagues today delivers.
I thought this was a fly ball to Mookie Betts, but it just kept going. Fastball up, out, over. He stung it. That's what he did. He drove it. A little extension there. The ball gets in the gap, and Mookie cannot get there. That ball is short of the track. That'll clean the bases.
Outplays Beltre and Odor. Both of them got hit by a pitch to reach. So tonight, 2 men the Red Sox have walked have scored, and 2 hit by pitches have scored. So the Rangers have made the Red Sox pay, and here's Lucroy. Still only 1 down. He struck out. He's also driven in a run with a sacrifice fly. 8-0 Rangers. Slapped to short on 1 bounce. The runner freezes at second, and Bogaerts fires on to get Lucroy, and they're 2 away. For Joey Gallo, the number 9 hitter. Red Sox trying to get to St. Petersburg, Florida tonight. Open up a 4-game series, the last 4 before the All-Star break. On Thursday night at 7:10, and Chris Sale, who is off to the All-Star game. 11-3 right now, at 2.61 ERA.
He'll be sleeping on the plane. I'm surprised he's here.
They're going to bring Cosma up to hit for Gallo. He went 1 for 2. Drew Pomeranz going on Friday. Rick Porcello Saturday. David Price on Sunday. The baseball world breaks for the All-Star game and all of the festivities there. The Futures game and the Home Run Derby.
Obviously, Stanton will be in that Home Run Derby, right? He didn't make the All-Star team. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
He is going to be in the Derby.
Yeah, because he won it last year.
Hey, right about Gary Sanchez. He said, look, they asked me. I said yes.
And just because he's only got 14 home runs, he's not supposed to be in it.
Fly ball kind of looped to right. Betts coming in. And Mookie's there to make the catch and retire the side. But Texas keeps on scoring. They get 2 more to lead at 8-0. $50 million over 5 years to extend their commitment to helping people lead tobacco-free lives and move us one step closer toward a tobacco-free generation. Learn more at cbshealth.com/be-the-first. Cashner so far working on a no-hitter. Cosma taking over at first base. And their only change.
Cosma doesn't look like a first baseman.
Taking over Gallo after he hit for him. fastball in there on Zue Lin, who took a walk in the third. He is one of just 2 Red Sox base runners in the game. The other was Benintendi, who took ball 4. No hits yet for the Sox. And the way the Red Sox have been swinging the bats, this is kind of amazing.
Sooner or later, especially this 8-run lead, makes it that much more difficult.
It's actually been tearing the cover off the ball. Did again last night with 19 hits. Had a 21-hit game on the road trip in Toronto. The 2-2 knocked foul back to the net. On deck, Mookie Betts, then Dustin Pedroia.
They've seen a lot of fastballs, I'll tell you. He hasn't got much of a breaking ball, really. It's a little teeny cutter. And that changeup is, I don't know, it's almost like he telegraphs it a little bit upstairs.
Two, and he sets him down, strike 3. So 1 out in the 6th.
Boy, this two-seamer runs a lot inside. A lot of right-handed pitchers with that. Frees so many left-handed hitters. Down and in. Watch it run back middle almost. Gets more than enough of the plate. This is a guy that hasn't struck out a lot of guys this year, and he's got 4 already. It's a lot for him.
Mookie Betts tonight 0 for 2. He has hit the ball on the ground twice. The Sox team has really been scoring a lot lately. The 9 against Minnesota, at 15 at Toronto, 11 last night here in Texas. Scalded but foul. Man, did he hit that hard.
Somebody get hurt on that.
Certainly hope not.
Wow.
Yeah, the Red Sox are actually up in their dugout and looking down that left field line.
He got hit in the arm walking.
Walking out okay. Ripped to center field, driving back Gomez. He turns around, he finds it again and makes the play. Well, he does that a lot. He'll turn around, and typically that's a no-no.
We saw him get turned around big time, didn't we? Forgot who hit it. I think it was Ramirez. Hanley hit a ball right over his head. Was it last night or the night before? And he just, this was perfect though. He turned around just in time. That ball was hit.
All the way to the warning track. Certainly the best swing of the night for the Red Sox.
Kachner got away with one only because it's a no-no working right now.
Here's Dustin Pedroia. He's grounded to first and struck out. And it's typically after 6 innings that the word starts to circulate around the majors that someone has a no-hitter intact. He's not quite there, but has 5 2/3, and Pedroia trying to break him up.
With this camera angle, you think the ball looks way outside, but we're not right behind him. It was on the corner.
Toward the middle, but there's Profar to pick it. And drops by Cosmo. When you said he did not look like a first baseman.
I didn't mean that. I could have caught that. That's kind of embarrassing. This is a routine ground ball. Maybe the throw had some sink on it or something, but he clanked it. Just stone clanked it.
So an error on Cosmo.
I mean, the guy's trying to throw a no-hitter too. This is, doesn't matter when this happens, I guess. It's just.
Well, it wasn't perfection. He had already walked a couple of men.
Right.
But Marrero is going to run take over on the infield. We'll see exactly where when he comes back out. Meanwhile, here's Bogarts. We'll see if they cost the right-hander Cashner here, because he's got to throw to another batter, at least one more.
So it's going to cost him some pitches more than anything else if you want to make it through 9 innings.
Is that, and he also has to work, from that stretch position. And entirely from the set here against Bogarts was flied out and grounded out. Xander missed 2 games with a slight groin strain. Came back last night and was hitless. He floats that one down the right field line, but that'll make the seats.
Tomorrow at 6, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. Red Sox historian Gordon Eats sits down with Xander Bogaerts in part 3 of his exclusive interview.
Xander, a very charming fella.
I like this guy a lot. This kid's a classy player.
Still has a chance to go to the All-Star game. He went last year, of course.
He's like Gumby up there, isn't he? I mean, he can get to anything. He just seems like he's so loose. He'll hit ball. When he does hit a ball out of the ballpark sometimes, you just think it's just a fly ball. No, but he gets it. Because everything looks so smooth. He flicks everything.
Kind of flick one right here and bust up a no-hitter. Big hole on the right side, so he may be the man to do it. 2 down. And a high deep drive into left field, driving back Mazzara. He's turning around. That ball got out of here. It's a home run. Xander Bogaerts with number 6. First hit of the night for the Red Sox, and they're on the scoreboard to make it 8-2.
Gumby went bridge. I told you. He flicked it.
Did a little more than that, didn't he?
He really did. The ball's in on him a little bit. That's an error cost big time. I know it's still 8-2, but the pitcher, it is costing. See fastball setting up inside. I guess, it's in the inside corner, but we haven't seen a lot of that this year. Number 6 on the season barely gets out, but he'll take it.
So Xander Bogaerts breaking up the no-hit bid by Cashner with his 6th home run, 2-run blow. That brings up Mitch Moreland. For every Red Sox home run this season, Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Now through the end of July, use your Speedy Rewards card when you purchase any size fountain or frozen drink for 69 cents and get an entry code to win a VIP experience. That one wrapped into center field. That one dropped down for a base hit. The back-to-back hits for the Red Sox after being no hit for 5 2/3.
This is a guy, Cashner, hadn't given up very many home runs this year. 5 on the season. Now it's 6. Both he and Bogaerts have 6 home runs. 1 against and 1 for.
It's one of those situations where, it was 8-0 and now it's 8-2. If the Red Sox can grab another run in this inning and at least get within 5 runs, you can kind of say they've stuck their noses back in, especially the way they've been swinging the bats.
Especially the way that bullpen is out there.
And that bullpen for Texas, which has been in disarray. Here's Hanley. He has grounded to third and lined to center. Strike 1 on Ramirez. Xander Bogaerts turning on one and belting it over the scoreboard. Fly ball into left. It'll be in for Mazzara. And that'll be the 3rd out. The Red Sox break up the no-hit bid. Xander Bogaerts touching them all. Home run number 6 to make it 8-2. Baseball on Nesson is brought to you by McDonald's. Any McCafe bakery muffin with any size hot or iced coffee, just $1.99. Franklin Sports, the official batting glove of Major League Baseball. Subaru of New England, supplying all-wheel drive vehicles with a passion for summer travels. And by KM Premium Franks, it's summer, let's grill. Red Sox on the board, a home run, 2-run shot by Xander Bogaerts, first Red Sox hit tonight. Devin Marrero will remain in the game to play third base. That'll move Lynn over to second base. Changes for the Red Sox as we go to the last half of the 6th inning. Top of the order for the Rangers, Chu, Gomez, and Mazzara. And up against Fernando Abad, his 27th appearance. He's been solid, a 3.04 ERA. And a 235 batting average against. Every once in a while, the pitch that registers about 63 miles an hour.
It's not like he's a soft tosser either. He gets it up there.
Yep.
But he likes that changeup.
Shin-Soo Choo. Maybe a little gun shy tonight because hit by the first pitch of the ball game thrown to Texas. Since then, he's lined out. He's also driven in a run with a sacrifice. In there for a strike. Sox playing their 85th game of the season here tonight. Would have to come from behind to win for the 50th time. Down by 6 runs in the 6th. And a 2-1 to Chu. He will not chase it. Upgrade your day with DD Perks. You can earn a free beverage when you enroll and speed past the line with on-the-go ordering. Speeding past the line may not be possible at all locations. Line shot toward the gap. Nobody out there. Grass, track, and wall. An extra base hit for Chu. And that'll be a double standing up. So the star from South Korea on with a leadoff double in the 6th.
Well, he's looking dead red. Fastball 3-1. He gets it. And he stings it. It's a nice stroke right there by Chu. Goes to the wall. He doesn't even think about 3. Pulls up.
That'll send up Gomez, who has had a good night, driving in 2 runs, 1 with a home run, 1 with a base hit. Cashner still upset over there on the bench. Everything seemed to change for him on the error by his first baseman, Cosma. Kept the inning alive, and then he allowed the home run in the single. In there for a strike.
If I'm Cosma, I'm going over there and saying sorry. I bet he did. Maybe not.
Is that your experience when that happened?
Yeah, when guys make errors, man, they don't have to tell you. You know, I mean, everybody's trying their, you know, they're doing what they're trying to do. They're trying to win.
But you must have appreciated it.
Oh, definitely.
Eight to 2 Texas. Nobody out in the 1-1. Cleared foul. We'd like to take a moment to wish a very happy birthday to Nesson photojournalist John Martin. John is 50 years old today. Simply one of the great guys. Great guy to travel with over the years as well. Happy birthday, John.
Yeah, happy birthday, John.
And a 1-2 to Gomez. He chased. Down he goes, strike 3. 1 away. They'll send up Nomar Mazara, who's hit into a double play, walked and struck out in this one. Talent they're very high on. They believe could develop into a star, left fielder.
Started off last year on fire, and he cooled off big time.
Last year he had 20 home runs in 145 games. So far this year he is 11th. Out of the Dominican Republic, left-hand hitter, about 6'4", 215 pounds. Coming off an excellent rookie year. Lexus is making a pledge to strike out Hunter. Every time a Sox pitcher strikes out a Rangers batter, Lexus donates $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Drew at second, he's running. Pitch inside, that'll be a stolen base. So he's 90 feet away.
That's one of those in-betweeners. You know, 8-2, guy takes third, you let him have it. And we're going to Tampa. It reminds me of Tampa. That happened in Tampa, and it might have been, I forget who it was, stole third. Might have been Gomez. Maybe not. No. I'm thinking of somebody else. Escobar stole third base, and they had a little brouhaha with Johnny Gomes, remember?
Yeah.
Left field.
It's always a question of when is it appropriate.
Right.
Comebacker up the middle. It goes to Bogarts. Runner holds at third. He gets him at first base. Mazara out. 2 gone.
Third baseman, Adrian.
Beltre will be the batter. If it has something to do with the fact the Red Sox have hit 3 of them tonight. 3 hit batsmen. Might be a reach.
I don't know. They've won 5 in a row from the Red Sox have beat them 5 in a row. They're kind of tired of this.
Beating them up too.
Yes.
Beltre scored 2 of their runs after a double, and he was hit by a pitch. .25 hits away from 3,000. He does not appear to be fixating on it, and it doesn't look like it's bothering him. Then again, 25 isn't like 3. He's close. It's that Eephus pitch. 62 miles an hour.
I mean, it's hard to throw a pitch 62 miles an hour. I mean, look what it does to Beltre. Watch this. He just buckles. Like, what in the world?
Sent him to a knee.
I mean, he's never seen a pitch like that, I guarantee you.
He came back at 93. So better than 30 miles an hour faster.
I wonder how he throws that.
And a 1-2. Popped him up, but not playable. I'd love to send you over to Fernando Abad. You guys go out onto the field before a game.
I saw him working out at the gym today, doing his little thing. I could have easily asked him, how do you do that? Look at this. It's just like it's a four-seamer, right? I mean, it didn't look like he had it choked or anything.
It's got to be like throwing an egg.
Normally they choke it so it doesn't come out. You can see that grip. Oh, he's got 3 fingers on it, right? But still, the way he, because he has that arm speed is there, it tricks you.
Same touch as throwing an unboiled egg. 1-2. You know those contests you have sometimes?
Yeah, you got
to
be real easy with it, right?
You want to break it.
Right, it's a good call.
You break it, it's done.
I like that.
I'd love to hear him explain it to you. Two and two. With a runner at third. And a line drive caught by Bogarts leaping up. to snatch that one. And that'll retire the side. It remains 8-2 Texas. The Men's Warehouse National Suit Drive in July. When you make a donation of a gently used professional clothing at any Men's Warehouse location, you help men and women look their best as they re-enter the workforce. Learn more at nationalsuitdrive.com. On to the 7th. 8-2 Texas. Benintendi leading things off. Several changes here. Cosma will move from first to second. Lucroy taking over at first base. And Robinson Chirinos is the new catcher. For Andrew Cashner. Giving up 2 hits, both of those last inning. The home run by Xander Bogaerts, the single by Mitch Moreland. Andrew Benintendi with a walk and a strikeout. Coming off a spectacular game last night. And a strike. Red Sox have Heath Hembree going to the bullpen. Beyond the left field wall. It's gone to ball 4 with Benintendi. Walks for the second time.
Tomorrow at 6:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. TC and Jim will preview Chris Sale's final start before the All-Star break. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
Chris Sale will go in 11-3 at .261 ERA. Which is number 2 in the American League. Also second in victories. Number 1 in strikeouts. And number 1 in opponents' batting average. And number 1 in innings pitched. Ball, a strike on Jackie Bradley, who went 3 for 5 last night with a home run. He's lined to left and struck out tonight. Red Sox are 39-10 in the 49 games he's homered in his career. Texas with 2 in the second, a run in the third, 3 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. Chopper, but a foul off first base. Red Sox came into the ball game tonight #1 in the American League in ERA, 2nd in batting average, 4th in runs scored, #3 in stolen bases. And only Houston and Cleveland have struck out less than the Red Sox. Pitching staff has issued the fewest walks. Cashner's pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers.
That error might have cost him what? You'd say 8 pitches at least.
Who knows how much it affected
Maybe 10.
what he did after that. But the very next batter, Bogaerts, took him out of the ballpark. That's hit sharply off the glove of Cosmo, flipped right back to the middle of the infield, and everybody's going to be safe. Be interesting to see how they ruled on that. I would imagine a base hit.
Oh, that's got to be a base hit. Looked like highlight out there, didn't it?
Yeah, it is a base hit. So that'll put Red Sox at first and second.
Ball's fine in Cosmo right there. This ball stung. That hop is a tough hop. He trying to make a nice pick on it. Watch it just come out of his glove and just flings it back into the infield. He has no idea where it is.
You're showing your age with that highlight reference.
Really? That's long past, huh? When was that over?
Down in Miami, they may still play it. I don't know.
I know.
Or it may have been 20 years ago they stopped playing.
But it did look like highlight.
It did.
Okay.
And I knew exactly, because
Right.
I'm an old guy myself, I know exactly what you're talking about as Matt Bush is throwing in the bullpen. It was a big betting sport.
Yeah. It's crooked, right? I don't know.
It was my knowledge. Well, here's Vasquez. He is grounded out on 2 occasions, 0 for 2 tonight. Benintendi with a walk, and Bradley with a high-lie single. Lynn on deck.
Somebody hits a big fly here. You're back in the game.
Vasquez has hit 1.
I already called that one. I can't do this. Oh,
Line shot. He smoked that one, but foul. Eight runs, 7 hits for Texas, 2 runs on 3 hits for the Red Sox. In front of 32,000 tonight in Arlington, Texas.
just looking for a base hit here. 0-2. Put that right field stroke on him.
Punch foul to the right this time. That device they use in highlight is called a cesta.
Yes. I went to highlight once in my life.
You did?
Once.
Is it down in South Florida?
Yeah. I vaguely remember.
Two fouled away.
I remember who I went with. I don't remember what, I don't remember watching and knowing what the hell was going on.
By the way, Rougned Odor left the game. Second baseman. The reason Cosmo was in there because of a left-hand contusion. They've taken X-rays. They're negative.
Earlier in the game, he dove back to first and he was holding on to his wrist.
Remember, he got hit by a pitch.
Right.
One of 3 guys who've been drilled tonight for Texas. That's up top for a ball. 1-2 on Vasquez. Odor getting drilled earlier tonight.
Right. This was long after he hit the home run the first time up. Got him good. Ooh. Those hands are so fragile. Pretty good swings there. Good at bat here by Vasquez.
Benintendi at second, Bradley at first. Nobody out, 7th inning, 8-2 Texas. Cashner right at 100 pitches.
We haven't seen much of a breaking ball from Cashner. Just doesn't have, just a little cutter is all he throws. We've seen the changeup. Fastball sinks a lot. This is the time for a breaking ball here if he has one. A little cutter.
He's running full. Went back to the fastball and missed. If he walks him, they're going to be loaded up for Zue Lin. With Mookie Betts right around the corner. Red Sox trying to fight their way back into this thing. Sox were down 8-0 and were being no hit with 2 down in the 6th inning. Until an error by the first baseman Cosma as he dropped what would have been the 3rd out of the inning at first base. It was not a difficult play, and then Xander Bogaerts made him pay with a 2-run blast to put the Sox on the scoreboard. They're trying to get on the board again.
Big pitch right here for Cashner, obviously.
Tap to the second baseman. Cosma goes for the tag. On the first, he turns a double play. Benintendi down to 3rd. And 2 gone.
What a big play there by Texas. I know 8-2, no big deal, but you walk him right there, it's trouble, and he hits a easy double play ball. He takes it himself, Cosma, and turns 2. Nowhere for Jackie to go.
So runner at 3rd for Zue Lin, who's walked and struck out. Lin coming off 3 for 4, 2 RBIs last night in the Red Sox rout. Tonight's game delayed at the outset, 1 hour and 26 minutes because of rain here in Arlington. Been dry since, though. It became the 8th player born in Taiwan to record a major league hit in a game. Last night he had his first 2 big league RBIs. For another one here as he loops a foul on a play.
This guy's throwing hard all night. Think about it. Threw ball 96 down and away to Vasquez the last at bat. You see that one. I mean, this is over 100 pitches and he's still dialing it up.
Big Texan checks his runner at 3rd and fires. And that missed according to Dreckman.
Chirinos almost drugged that to the ground. He almost needed to stick it.
Fought that one off. Mookie Betts waiting patiently in the on-deck area. Mookie getting ready to head with the ball club to St. Petersburg, Florida, then a very short trek over to Miami for the All-Star game. The easy travel for Mookie and Chris Sale and Craig Kimbrell. Perhaps Xander Bogaerts. There's a 3-2 now from Cashner. The 110th pitch. Three-two again. And the left center field, but Gomez on the back pedal will make the play, and that will retire the side. Red Sox get a couple of base runners in the inning. They eventually strand one at third. 8-2 Texas. Transparency. Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Digital Federal Credit Union, see what DCU can save you. And by Old Dominion, the official freight carrier, Major League Baseball and the Boston Red Sox. Sox are down 8-2. Back inside the ballpark here in Arlington, Globe Life Park. Not many hits in the game. The Sox been held to 3. It's been a red-hot offense, but Cashner kind of quieted that. And the Red Sox no hit until the 6th inning, then gave up a home run after an error was committed. He was very tough. Got to give credit.
I tell you what, Cashner looked tough tonight. He talked about still dialing it up late in that game, 95, 96. Who knows what would have happened if Cosmer made that play routine.
Yeah, if he had just made the catch. Here's Heath Hembree. Heath got his first win of the year with 2 perfect innings of relief on Monday night here. He struck out 3. Chirinos hitting in Odor's spot will lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th. Mike Napoli on deck. Still every once in a while, off in the distance, way out there near the Cowboys Stadium, we see flashes of lightning light up the sky.
Boy, he can jump on a fastball every once in a while. He's always at least 94, 93, and then boom, 97. There's a little recoil act.
Chirinos a .226 hitter, but pretty good power. This is a lineup that will hit the home run ball. They've done it a couple of times tonight. Odor and Gomez. Those were off of Doug Fister. Inside the division today, Toronto beat the Yankees 7-6. All of a sudden, a bullpen crisis for the Yankees with Betances. Can't throw strikes.
Well, he loves that curveball. Here's a guy who throws close to 100 miles an hour, but he loves to throw that curveball. He's just having trouble with getting it over.
A lot of walks for Betances. Cubs beat Tampa Bay 7-3. Joe Madden against his former team. Down goes Torinos, and one away in the 7th. Time now for our player to bank on, presented by Capital One Banking Reimagined.
Yeah, Cashner not known for striking guys out, especially this year, but you see Petey punches him out. Benintendi swings at a high fastball. He freezes Bradley, two-seamer, and the same for Lynn. Two looking, two swinging. Great outing for Cashner.
Mike Napoli up there with the bases empty. He's popped up, fly down, and taken ball 4, 0-2. Like fighting to get to the Mendoza line, but he has hit the 18 homers. There's a drive hooked into left field, but Benintendi's back there. 2 up and 2 down in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Rangers. Hood salutes the Red Sox Foundation, which serves health, education, recreation, and social service. Thank you to the Red Sox Foundation for harnessing the passion of Red Sox fans to raise funds and awareness. Two down, Profar. Come up from the minor leagues just today, and he delivered a 2-run double in the 5th inning. Also scored a run in the 4th. And for Elvis Andrus, he's going to miss a few ball games on paternity leave. Eight to 2 Rangers. They've out hit the Sox 7-3. Also in the division, Milwaukee blanked Baltimore 4-0. Tag to right. Betts racing back, leaps, and he can't get it. He takes a spill on the warning track, heading into second. Profar, and he's going to apply the brakes there as the throw comes into third. Scoots back into second.
You're going to take a look at this. This is kind of funny play by Mookie. You don't want him to get hurt, that's for sure. See him. Just look, watch him jump early for this. See, what was that? That was so strange, and he fell down. It's like he leaped and then he tripped on the right before he got to the warning track. But see the jump? He jumped too early. I think he sized it up, thought he had it, and just fell short. But you don't want him to get hurt.
Appears to be all right. So Profar with a double, his second of the game. And the son of Lucroy. He's driven in a run with sac flies, 0 for 2.
You know, Mookie catches fly balls now. You see him routine fly balls. He'll do a little hop as he catches it. It's kind of a new thing.
Yep. They'd really gotten used to that red, white, and blue look that the Red Sox and a lot of other teams were using this particular week. You know, with the high socks.
Yeah, one having the stars on it, right? The other being going back to that.
Bad handle. 4th of July look. Very popular around baseball yesterday. 2 strike pitches upstairs. The Red Sox 6-game winning streak is on the line here tonight. It will take some comeback here in Arlington to push it to 7. Bree trying to hold and get that 3rd out here in the 7th. Knocked foul as Lucroy hangs in there. So far on at second. Embry trying to put away the number 8 hitter. And he does. With 97.
Couple of 97 punch outs.
To get Lucroy, 1 man left. Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin here from Arlington. Rangers to this point have kind of owned the night. They're up 8-2. And we'll turn the baseball over to Matt Bush. He will get the top of the order. Mookie Betts. Then Marrero and Bogarts. After Cashner went first 7. And is in line for the victory. He's been a little quiet the last couple of nights. He goes after the first pitch and pops it to right. Cosma out, and Chu wants it. Yeah, Mookie 0 for 4 and 0 for his last 10 in the series.
Bush is the guy they gave an opportunity to save, be the saver in the bullpen, and he's got 10 out of 15, and sort of just sort of was disappointing. You get an opportunity to do it, and this guy throws close to 100 miles an hour. Had a nice year for them last year, setting up Dyson.
Deb Marrero hitting in the Pedroia spot in the order. Bats for the first time tonight. Red Sox runs came in a 2-run homer by Xander Bogaerts in the 6th inning, and he's on deck. Snapped a career-long 7-game hit streak last night, during which he was 11 for 26. Had a career-high 3 runs and 3 hits on Sunday in Toronto. Toward the hole, but over there is Cosmo. 2 up and 2 down here in the 8th. Time of the carrying the freight moment, brought to you by Old Dominion.
This is it for the Red Sox. You see Bogey gets a ball on the inner half and leaves the ballpark. 6th on the year for Bogey.
Old Dominion, the official freight carrier, Major League Baseball and the Boston Red Sox. 41 RBIs for Xander. He's involved in the final fan vote for the All-Star team, the last spot for the American League. Voting ends tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern time, so you still have time to vote for Xander Bogaerts. Send Xander to the All-Star festivities in Miami along with Mookie Betts and Chris Sale and Craig Kimbrell. To represent the American League. All-Star game in Miami. In for a strike.
I wonder when they're going to sell that team, huh? I mean, back and forth. I don't know who's the front runner anymore.
Well, we know Derek Jeter is not in on it anymore. He pulled out as a potential investor. 2-1. Even up on Xander.
That's 99 sinking.
You know, the first year the Marlins were in business, they drew 3 million fans. Under the original owner, Wayne Huizenga. Matt Barnes getting loose in the bullpen. And they won a championship, a World Series in 5 years. 2-2 coming. And he struck him out. Xander appears upset with himself. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Don't go anywhere as we stay in the park. In Arlington tonight, the Rangers on top 8-2. And John Farrell will dip into his bullpen and bring on the hard-throwing Matt Barnes, who finished the 7th inning of Monday night here, retiring the only 2 batters he faced. He's going to get 9, 1, and 2 here in the bottom half of the 8th. Matt coming in for the 39th time, a 5-2 record. He's averaging a career best 11.3 strikeouts per 9 this year. Been tough to hit. Kozma takes a fastball for a strike.
You know, 5 wins out of the bullpen. He's had some control issues there for a while, but it looks like he's taking control of it now with that little slide step he's got. Talked about it last 3 or 4 times he's taken the mound.
One foul off the end of the bat. Red Sox are traveling tonight, heading to Florida and St. Petersburg for the 4-game series to end the first half against the Rays at Tropicana Field. A lot of games beneath the domes on this particular road trip. We started in Toronto.
You know, he's had most of his rough outings on the road. Barnes got a 0.9 ERA at home, 6.38 or something like that on the road.
Got to strike out the first man he faces tonight. Tapper to third, and Marrero will sling on to get him. One out. It's winning Wednesday, and if the Red Sox do win, Plain Ridge Park Casino donates $777 to the Relay Writers of Greater Attleboro. Some fans looking for that miracle tonight here in Arlington, Texas. Red Sox down by 6 in the 8th inning. Sox will have due up Mitch Moreland, Hanley Ramirez, and Andrew Benintendi come the 9th. Shin-Soo Choo, he's been a factor tonight. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Drove in a run with a sac fly in the 4th. He doubled and stole a base in the 6th. Star from South Korea. And the 2-0 foul tip to the plate.
Where's he been? Was he with Cleveland, Seattle? Stopped in Cincinnati for that 1 year. Had a good year in Cincinnati.
He did.
Got him the big money here, didn't he?
Yep. He came to Texas in 2014, but the year before he hit .285 with 21 homers with the Reds.
Got on base a lot that year, I remember.
I believe they tried to make him a center fielder. Down for that is Lynn. Up and over to get him. 2 up and 2 down.
Center fielder, Carlos.
Here comes Carlos Gomez. He's also been a factor tonight with a home run and a single to drive in a couple of runs. The Red Sox drop this. It ends a 6-game winning streak. And we put the Red Sox at 49 and 36. They would maintain, as Claudio warms in their bullpen, they would maintain a 4-game lead in the division over the Yankees. Tampa Bay gaining no ground because they lost to the Cubs. And the Orioles were blanked 4-0. The only team to gain any ground tonight will be Toronto. If in fact it does wind up a Red Sox defeat, then they would be 9.5 out.
Red Sox got it all lined up. You think about their starting pitchers going into Tampa Bay. I mean, it's exactly what they wanted before the break.
Starting off with Mr. Sale tomorrow.
Sale day tomorrow.
And that's another team he can really rack up strikeouts
Oh,
against.
yeah.
You know, the Rays. Pomerantz going on Friday.
Pomerantz struck out 11 Rays one time last year.
Rick Porcello coming off a really strong outing. And so is David Price, and they will go Saturday and Sunday.
David Price always feeling it against his old team.
But the Rays have good pitching. Got Odorizzi in there, Cobb, Archer.
A lot of changeups, right?
Yes,
And those
sure,
two.
no doubt. 2-1. High pop up, short center. Lynn out there. So is Bogarts. Bradley calls them both off and makes the play to retire the side. So Barnes continues to be sharp. He gets a 1-2-3. We go to the 9th, 8-2 Texas. Game summary brought to you by Xfinity. It was not a pretty night for Pfister. Doug Pfister just 3 2/3 had some command issues tonight. Xander Bogaerts broke up a no-hit bid in the 6th inning, though, the 2-run homer. Cashner, really good. Got to tip your cap to the Rangers starters. 7 innings, 3 hits. Walked only 3 men. Profar coming back from the minors, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Now it's Claudio making his 38th appearance. That leads their staff back.
Yeah, not a save opportunity, but I believe this guy is their closer, last I heard, because they're searching for one.
Yeah, Bush has had problems in that role. And Moreland will lead things off against his former mates. He's 1 for 3 tonight with a base hit. We're in the 9th inning.
Sure doesn't look like a closer. Looks like a left-handed specialist is what he looks like.
Mitch had 2 hits last night. And the Red Sox win. Sox taking the series regardless of the outcome tonight. Loss would be the first one on what has been an outstanding road trip. Red Sox would dip to 5-1 on this trip with 4 left. Foul that one at the plate.
A lot of deception coming out of Claudio.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to the lefty. 1 man out in the 9th.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, he can make left-handers look bad. That's not fair. If you think this ball is sweeping to the outside corner, and it's hard to stay in there, and you see Moreland pull off. He can make good hits. Some left-handed hitters look silly, I bet, this being one of them.
Well, Sam Travis is going to bat in Hanley Ramirez's spot. Sam getting in there at 282. Searching for that first home run. And a strike at 86. Andrew Benintendi on deck. And a 1-1. Found it foul. A lot of finals in baseball tonight. Earlier today, Toronto beat the Yankees 7-6. Milwaukee down Baltimore 4-0. Cubs beat Tampa Bay 7-3. To the shortstop. Profar snags that. 2 away. It has not been the Red Sox night after many nights on the Sox way recently. Had won 8 out of 9 coming in, including the last 6. They have won this series.
Red Sox really, for the most part, for quite a while, have taken control of a lot of games. They've been ahead, not coming from behind like they had to tonight.
So here's Benintendi swinging the first pitch, and a ground ball picked up by Cosma. That should do it. Red Sox fall here tonight by a final score of 8-2. And that is the end of the 6-game winning streak. 8 runs on 8 hits for Texas. Just 3 hits tonight, TC, for the Sox, who are headed for the Tampa Bay Rays at Tropicana Field.